Hello everyone, Mark here from Visual Pro Detailing. I wanted to make a video to answer a common question that comes across from my clients, and that is, how long does a detail take? And it's a very good question because people have to budget their times. If it's a multiple day detail, they have to plan someone to drop the vehicle off and to pick them up, and then they have to come back a few days later and pick it up. So I wanted to answer this question to the best of my abilities without, of course, regarding a specific vehicle or a specific package. So I will say that most of my detail packages, aside from my executive detail, can be done in a single day. And what a lot of clients will do, they'll drop the vehicle off the evening before or the morning of the appointment. The evening before is much more popular simply because it's easier to get someone to drop them off and pick them up, a spouse, a family member, or a friend, or whatever. A lot of people will drop the vehicle off the evening before the appointment, and then they'll pick it up whenever the appointment is complete, or after the appointment is complete, the day after the appointment. Whenever we talk about ceramic coating jobs, that's a totally different beast, because the ceramic coating jobs do require 12 hours of cure time before they can be taken out on the road. So whenever someone has a coating appointment, they will drop the vehicle off the evening before the appointment. I'll have it for 1 or 2, sometimes 3 days, depending on the vehicle, what's getting done with it. And then they will actually pick it up the day after the coating is applied, so that it has 12 hours to sit and cure before they pick it up. Now let's talk about actual appointment times. In general, what some people would consider a full detail, I don't use that terminology because it's very confusing to people, but my premium detail packages take anywhere from 5 to 8 hours, depending on if you're adding the paint enhancement aspect to it. So that can usually be done in a single day. Whenever I have larger vehicles, it can take more than that. Sometimes they can take 8 to 12 hours for a premium detail with paint enhancement. An executive detail can take anywhere from 2 to 3 days. So I can put anywhere from 16 to 25 to 30 hours into an executive detail, and a paint correction package varies greatly because it's highly dependent on what level of paint correction you're getting, and if you're also getting a ceramic coating after the paint correction. So a lot of people will just purchase a one-stage paint correction, and a one-stage paint correction is where I'm trying to get as many of the defects out of the paint and polish and finish it down all in the same step. That's something that for most mid-sized cars, the paint correction itself takes anywhere from 4 to 7 hours, depending on the severity of the vehicle, the color of the vehicle, so on and so forth. Even with larger vehicles, it's usually within that time range for a single stage paint correction, but you also have an hour and a half to 2 hours to thoroughly wash, decontamination, wash the car, clay bar it, and then the coating application itself can take several hours depending on which coating you're getting. So the answer to the question, how long does a detail take, is wildly variable. I have some maintenance packages for pre-existing clients that can be done in a couple hours. They're very simple, they're very fast. It's just a wash, sometimes like a spray sealant to top a coating or top a existing product, and a quick interior job, and that can be done in a couple hours, but that's only available for pre-existing clients because we've got to get the vehicle up to condition before we can do a maintenance type express detail like that. So it can be anywhere from a couple of hours to a couple of days in the time frame that it takes to detail a vehicle. This is important to ask, okay, because whenever you are going to a professional detailer and they tell you that they are getting a full detail, and they say you can just sit in the waiting room and it'll be done in an hour, you really have to question time and labor cost into that. If they say that I'm getting a full detail, but it takes an hour and 15 minutes, how full can that possibly be? Let's say that they have 4 people that are working on the vehicle and it takes them an hour and 15 minutes. That's still only 5 hours of total labor that has been put into that vehicle. Now, depending on what you get charged for that, that might not be that bad of a deal. But if it's something where you're paying $200, $300 and it's done in an hour, then you have to wonder how thorough and how intense of a cleaning you actually got in that vehicle and what sort of protection they layered on there. Because I will tell you for a fact, just to do a wash for me usually takes an hour to an hour and a half, unless the vehicle is very clean and I'm able to do a rinseless wash on it as part of a preparation for a coating type job. So whenever people are telling you that they can do a complete detail in an hour or even 2 hours with 1 or 2 people, you have to question, how much of a value am I getting here? A good professional detailer, even if they have employees and helpers, it's going to take them a while if you're doing anything more than a very basic service. Let's say you come in for exterior only and you just want a wash, a clay bar treatment, and a silica-based spray sealant on the outside of the vehicle. Totally legitimate. That can be done in an hour and a half, 2 hours, especially if the detailer has a helper with them getting that done. But if you are trying to get a coating job and they're saying it'll be done in 3 hours, there's something very, very fishy and very suspect about that. So it's important to ask these questions. It's important to increase your comfort level with the service that you're providing. And it's important to know that the amount of time that it takes to provide a service wildly varies depending on what type of service you are getting. If you'd like some more information, you can go to my website, which is www.visualprodetailing.com. There is a whole answers to your questions section where I post a lot of different videos and articles to give my clients, prospective clients, and even people that are just interested in detailing insight into the detailing process. And I try to just simply and transparently answer questions so that you're better informed whenever you're making a buying decision about a professional detailing service. Thank you so much, and you have a wonderful day.